Hello everyone. Today I am going to teach you the structures in HCM. There are three structures in HCM. The first one is enterprise structure. The second one is personal structure. The third one is organizational structure. In this lecture 4, I will be teaching you enterprise structure. What is enterprise structure is made of? So enterprise structure is made of client, company code, personal area and personal sub area. What is client? A client can be defined as a person, company or organization that purchases goods from another person, company or organization. This is a definition of client. But in terms of SAP, what is client? In terms of SAP, a client is defined as a unit that has its own master records and a set of tables. So a client is a self-contained unit in the SAP system with separate master records and its own set of tables. For example, we are logged in client 800. So in the previous lecture you must have seen that we logged in client 800. So this client 800 will have its own master records and its own set of tables. So if an employee changes from one client to another client, then that employee must be assigned a new personal number in a different client. Client 000 is delivered by SAP and this should not be changed. What is company code? Company code is an independent company with its own accounting unit, a company that draws up its own balance sheet, means like the profit, loss. So these profit and loss transactions are made at the company code level. So in SAP, company code is identified by 4-character alphanumeric code. So when we do practical, it will be more clear to you. So I will be showing that after I complete the slides. And company code is configured by SAP Finance Consultant. But as a HR consultant, as an SAP HCM consultant, you need to know the company code because it's a part of enterprise structure. So what is personal area? Personal area is a subdivision of the company code. So in the previous slide, if you see here, I have given example like company code is like ZSS Chemicals. It's a company code. And ZSS Electric, that's a separate company code. Now personal area is a subdivision of the company code, like ZSS Chemicals US, ZSS Chemicals Australia. So these are the two personal areas under the company code ZSS Chemicals. The personal area could represent different physical locations also, or reporting areas. It depends on the client, it depends on the company, how they want to differentiate personal area and company code and personal sub area, which is the next component of enterprise structure. So this personal area will be assigned to the company code. What is personal sub area? personal sub-area is further subdivision of the personal area. So the personal area was ZSS Chemicals US. Now under US, the personal sub-areas could be ZSS Chemicals Chicago, ZSS Chemicals Houston. So we first start with company, company code, personal area, personal sub-area. So if you see this diagram here, it will be more clear. So client, I have given ZSS International because that is a separate client. It could be like any, like 800 or 100, where the company's, the client's own master records and set of tables will be stored. Now company code, ZSS Chemicals is one of the company code, ZSS Electrics is one of the company code. Now under the company code ZSS Chemicals, there are two personal areas, that is ZSS Chemicals UK and ZSS Chemicals Australia. Now again under UK, there are two different personal sub areas, like ZSS Chemicals UK London or ZSS Chemicals UK Brussels. In my example, in the previous slides, I have taken example of US. So if it is US, then under US I have given example of like Chicago and Houston. So this was the enterprise structure. Hope you understood it. It's very simple. You have to know the structure of enterprise structure. It's made of client, company code, personal area and personal sub area. One important thing here is, if you see the personal area is assigned to the company code, one company code, meaning that the personal area ZSS Chemicals Australia, it cannot be assigned to both the company codes like ZSS Chemicals and ZSS Electrics. It will be only assigned to one of the company code, because company code is basically, it takes care of the profit loss transactions. So ultimately that personal area which is assigned to that company code, it reports all this profit and loss transactions to the company code. So this was the enterprise structure, and in my slides I have given you the how to configure in SAP. So let's go to SAP and see how we can configure it. So let me log on to SAP. So I'm using the client 800. I'm entering my user ID, my password, hit enter. This is the first screen you will see in SAP. Now remember, this is very important to remember here, this is the command bar. This is the command bar. So I am entering SPRO. SPRO is a transaction code which will take you to the configuration site where you configure whatever the requirement from the client. So I entered SPRO, I hit entered. So this screen will come. Click on the IMG. IMG full form is the implementation guide. Click on that. Now if you see, in the first lecture I told you there are so many modules in SAP. If you see, there are SD, sales distribution, material management, there are so many modules, but we are working on SAP HCM. Now let's configure the enterprise structure. So if you see here, this is enterprise structure. expand this one. Now first you have to go to the definition. Here I told you enterprise structure is made of company code, client, company code, personal area and personal sub area, and I also told you company code is a part of finance, so it comes under financial accounting. In real time you will not be configuring the company code. SAP finance guy will configure it in SAP finance accounting section. So just for our practical, I have to show you where the company code is, because without company code you can't go further down, because it's the part of the enterprise structure. So let me expand here. So under the enterprise structure I clicked on definition. Under the definition I clicked on financial accounting, and this first I'm defining a company. So I click here on this clock and this takes me to this screen. Remember, whenever you are into these screens there are 3 steps to be followed. Whenever you're configuring anything you have to click new entries. For example, I click a new entry, I put some company name like XYZ. Once you make the new entries, then you have to click on this save. If you place your cursor, it will show you the name save. So when you click save, okay, this entry is already okay. So I'm putting the country here, US. This entry is already existing, so let me put something like IBM1 something. I press enter. So when I save this, so what happens, if there is one more screen coming up, it will pop up that screen, or else if there are no screens, then it will show you this prompt. What is this prompt? In my previous section I told you that there are 3 servers. There is development server, there is a quality server, there is a production server. So when you have to move the data from development server to quality, so that data will be stored under this request number, which comes up whenever you create some entries and save them. So now I am working on the company. So I am working on the company, defined company. So what I did, I clicked new entries, I entered some name, I clicked save. Then it popped up this particular screen, meaning that that data is getting stored in this request. So what you do in the real time, you give this number to the basis people and they will move the data to the other servers. So you click on this icon which is continue, or you can press enter on the keyboard, either is fine. So it says data was saved. I just showed you how to create a new entries and save, and this is I would say same way for everything. I mean, whatever you have to configure for anything in SAP SCM, you click on this particular clock here, you click on this screen will come, you click on new entries, you enter some values, click on save, and that prompt will come up. I have basically configured a company called as Zenith Software Solution. This company I created. So I clicked the new entries and I gave the name of the company name. So let us go and see the details. So this magnifying glass will show you the details what I have configured. So if I click on details, it will show you the same screen which when you click on the new entries. So I gave the name of the company like ZSFS, Zenith Software Solution. This is the company, not the company code. This is the company, a global company, Zenith Software Solution. So I have created this company. After creating the company, then this is the company code which you have to create. I mean, you have to create in the sense like SAP finance guys will create, but you need to know exactly where the company code is stored in the configuration. So click on this screen will come, then edit company code data, this screen will come. Here also same methodology. You click on the new entries, give the company code name, currency, save it. Again it will prompt you with the same pop-up box when the request number will be there. So what I have done is I have created a company code Zenith Chemicals. So if you want to see the details, whenever you want to see the details, you have to click on the magnifying glass. Click on this. So this is what I configured, ZSCH, Zenith Chemicals. So this is the name I have given to the company code. So I entered some additional data here like city, country, currency, language. These are the optional. And remember one thing very important. Some of the fields are very mandatory. How will you know those fields are mandatory? There will be a small tick mark. If that is a small tick mark, that means that field is very mandatory. You have to enter some value in that field, otherwise the system will not allow you to save the data. So this was the company code. To go back, you have to click on this icon. So you have to click close here. So what have you done? Under the enterprise structure, you went to the definition. Under the definition, you first went to the financial accounting. Why? Because company code is a part of financial accounting. So we know the company and the company code. Now I'm closing this, so I just click on the small icon. It got collapsed. So now under this you will be seeing human resource. Yes. If you expand, yes. Here you will see the personal areas and sub areas. So personal areas, sub areas are part of the human resource. But as a part of enterprise structure, company code was also a part, but it is a part of finance, but in the structure it is a part of HCM. So again, as I told you, personal area is a subdivision of company code. So what I have done, so what you do is basically you click on this clock, it will take you to this screen. Click on the personal areas, it will take you to this screen. So now you might be getting understanding about like how these screens are very similar. Like you have new entries, you click on the new entries, you fill up the values, you save it, it will be showing up in this list. So I have created two personal areas. One is Canada, one is US. Zenith Chemicals Canada, Zenith Chemicals US. Both are from Zenith Chemicals company code. So I have created a company, then I created a company code called Zenith Chemicals. Now here I have created personal areas under the company code Zenith Chemicals. So how many personal areas are there here? Two. One is US, another one is Canada. So you know, right, how to create. You have to just click new entries, enter the value, save, and it will show up here. I'll go back, I'll close this one. Now I'm going for personal sub areas. What is personal sub areas? Personal sub areas are the subdivision of personal areas. I clicked on this one. So when you click on this clock, it will take you this screen. Now you click on create personal sub areas. So when you click on this, system will ask you, okay, you want to create personal sub area, but under which personal area? Then what I did, I basically gave this like ZS US, like Zenith Chemicals US. How this screen came up, I'll close, I'll show you. This is a small icon here. Either you click this small icon here, or you can press F4. F4. Either this small icon or F4. So when you click on this, it will show you all the list of the personal area which you are trying to search. Now I clicked on this Zenith Chemicals US and I press enter. So I already created two values because the procedure is same, because you have to just go click new entries and then you have to enter the personal sub area and the text. So but I've already created it. So how many personal sub areas I have created under US? 2. What are those? Zenith Chicago, Zenith Houston. So now we have created company, company code, personal area, personal sub area. Now till now they have not been assigned to each other, meaning that they have been created standalone. Like I created company alone, I created company code, I created personal area and sub area, but I haven't joined them together. So let us join, because this was a definition. We just defined them separately, but after definition we have to assign them to make a structure, right? So that structure comes after assignment. So I'll close this one. I close the definition. Now I go to assignment. See, this is the assignment. I expand this one. In the assignment also, you will be working with two things: financial accounting and human resource management. So when you expand financial accounting, this is the first node which you will work, because in the previous definition you defined the company and you defined the company code, but here you are assigning the company code to company, because without assignment how will the system know that which company code belongs to which company? That is the reason why we do the assignment here. So I click on this clock here, and then this is the company code. So I click on the position. Position is basically the way to sort, what are you trying to sort. So I'll put my company code ZSCH. I hit enter, so it will show you me here. So what I have done, I have assigned my company code to the company. Company code was ZSCH, Zenith Chemicals, and this company code I have assigned to ZSFS, which is nothing but Zenith Software Solutions. If you go back to the previous slides, I would say the configuration, you have seen that I have created Zenith Software Solutions as a company. So here we are basically assigning company to the company code. So we have done this. Now we have to go to the human resources. we have to assign personal area to company code. If you see my slide, the graphical diagram, like the personal area has to be assigned to the company code. So if I don't assign the personal area to the company code, how will the structure know which personal areas belongs to this company code? For that reason, we have to assign the personal area to the company code. So I am clicking this clock, this screen will come. See, assignment of personal area to company code. Go to this position here, just sort out your personal area. I think ZSCH or US, I think so. So ZS US here. So if you see here, the personal areas, there were two personal areas, Zenith Chemicals Canada, Zenith Chemicals US. Both these personal areas I have assigned to the company code ZSCH, which is Zenith Chemicals. So I assign personal area to the company code, and also I have given which country do they belong. For example, like, because this is very important, country grouping number has to be entered. This number 10 is used for USA. SAP has given the country grouping number 10 for USA, 40 for India, and there are some other numbers also which SAP has given. So I have assigned number 10. So this completes the structure. So basically we started with company, company code, personal area, sub area. We first defined them and then we assigned them. Without assigning, the structure will not be built up because they were just pieces. Now we have assigned them, the structure has been built up. So that was enterprise structure. Hope you enjoyed this lecture. So the next lecture will be personal structure. So whatever I have shown, practice yourself with different company code, personal area, personal sub area. But my advice is, take a notebook, design your structure. Don't just think in your mind, because when you think in your mind, you may lose it, because going further these structures are very I would say important down the line of the course, because these structures will be used anywhere. So make a habit of keeping a notebook, drawing a structure, giving some names, and just follow whatever I've shown. Okay, thank you. Thanks.